Hello viewers, so I'm back with my new video, this time for U.A.E grade 4, lesson number 1 from book 3, Government Services. So these are the lesson objectives: to acquaint what government does, to list services provided by governments, to analyze how governments make money, to elucidate how the money from taxes and fees are spent. The U.A.E link: Government of U.A.E provides the best services to the residents. The CC link: it's linked with political science. The topic deals with the government and its various functions, so it needs to be related to political science. Here we have the warm-up question from the textbook. Please go through. So before I proceed further, just a humble request to please subscribe to Learn SST. Let us see the role of the government. So there are various roles which the government plays. The governments provide services to the people in the community. Governments build communities and protect people. Governments make laws and rules, and it ensures that people obey them. Governments collect taxes and spend the money where it is needed. So government provides us various kinds of services. They build up the communities so that we have the habit of living in the community, sharing, caring, all that we learn from the government, because the government builds such kind of big communities, residential complexes, and protect the people. This is the very important role of the government, to protect the people. Then they make various laws and rules, and they see to it that the people obey those rules and laws. If it is not obeyed, then the laws and rules are of no use. Then the government collects the taxes and spends the money for the good of the citizens. Now, let us see the community services. The government of U.A.E ensures that the community is well developed. This is the first step. Second step is it builds the infrastructure. Now, when I say infrastructure, it means the roads, the transportation systems. In transportation system, you have the metro rail. Then you have got the different kinds of other transportation available. Okay, that is the by seaways, by airways, and even now the train have started slowly and steadily, which is linking Abu Dhabi to Dubai and so on. Then the good communication systems, because we need to be always connected with our friends and relatives abroad. So the communication system is a must. So all that is seen by the government of UAE. Next thing is that the government also promotes the health care. They take care of the people by building hospitals, providing the world-class services to the people. And there are various clinics. So when people fall sick, they go to those clinics. Education is also very important to UAE government, so it has set standards for schools in the country. And you must have seen in your school itself that there might be so many visits, the frequent visits of the ministry people. So why do they come? They come just to have a glance and get a glimpse of how the education is imparted to the children. Are the schools really following all those rules and regulations, the guidelines which is being given to them? Next is the federal government, that is the government at the central level, and the local government, the governments at the emirates, provide or subsidize schools, that is schools with nominal fees. Then there are museums, there are parks, there are so many other public institutions and services which is provided for the people. Now over here, how does the government make money? Government often charges for their services. Now there is an example which is given over here. Every community pays taxes. Okay, in your building you have to pay the taxes. Then the place wherein you are working, there also there are certain kinds of taxes which is called as income tax. If the income is above a particular amount, then the person is supposed to pay the taxes. Then if a person is holding any property, then there are property taxes. Then there are various other taxes for the goods and services. So in UAE, it is the value added tax, that is 5%, and this was introduced in the year 2018. So when you buy any stuff from the malls or online or anywhere, you have to pay the total on the total amount 5% to the government. Then there are various services which we take. So for those services also we have to pay certain amount, that is 5% of the total amount to the government. People in UAE, they pay the fees for electricity, water, sewage facilities, public transportation and so on. Now this goes for all the countries. Wherever we reside, we have to pay for electricity, for water, for sewage, for public transportation. Nothing comes free. Next is residents, they have to pay. So we are not the real citizens of UAE, but we are residents, we are immigrants over here. So since we have migrated to from our home countries to UAE, we are supposed to pay the visa. So that is the fees which we are supposed to pay to the government since we are residing in this country and we are working in this country. Some of the money collected by taxes and fees are used to operate the government to provide the services. The government pays government employees, purchases equipments, and pays for services. The government may save the money for special purpose. Now, what it could be? It could be for city planning, it could be for urban development or disaster relief. Now, what exactly is a disaster relief? A disaster relief is a fund which is kept aside to help the people so that they can rebuild the community. God forbid if there is any natural disaster like tsunami, floods, earthquakes, or any man made disaster like war, nuclear explosion, some kind of disaster which has occurred. So everything gets destroyed, God forbid. So to rebuild the community, they have the disaster relief fund money which is kept aside for this untoward incident. Now there are other services also which is provided by the UAE government. The UAE has a well-developed transportation system. I think everybody should agree to this particular fact. This includes the airports, the ports, the bus stations, the metros, and the roads and the highways. The government ensures that all are safe and functioning. Public playgrounds, parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and the centers and the beaches are all kept clean and safe for everyone to enjoy. Here we have activity 1 and 2 from the textbook you can go through. You can add some more points of your own. Activity 3 from the textbook, please go through. I've selected 6 services over here. You can select some more. This is activity 4 again from the textbook. I have selected education as a type of service. You can select any other category and write down 4 to 5 sentences about it. Here I come to the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching my video, and if you really liked it, then please give me a like, share it with your friends and relatives so that they get benefited by my video. See you next time with my new video. Till then, take very good care of yourself.